So as a part of our programmatic efforts this year, we're launching our first annual wellness campaign called Balance, as you can see up on the screen. And really the goal of this campaign is to help you as students figure out how to balance your life, how to balance this thing called college that we're all going through. So whether it's just academics, whether it's stress, whether it's finding time to exercise, eating properly, mixing in your social life, we're here to try to make that as easy as possible and as most enjoyable and fulfilling as possible as well. So as part of this campaign, we're also bringing some outside experts to campus and as part of our Find Your Balance speaker series to talk to you about balance and the different ways to navigate college life. I'm excited to announce tonight is the launch of our speaker series and introduce to you our first Find Your Balance speaker, Nick Paggs. Nick comes to us from New York City, where he's the co-owner of Ripped Fitness on the Upper East Side and trains at the coveted Performix House, the latest gym to hit New York's elite fitness scene. At Performix and Ripped, Nick operates as a certified personal and group fitness trainer, as well as a behavior change specialist, working with celebrities and fitness influencers alike. In addition to his dedicated fitness career, Nick also has been named one of Lululemon's top brand ambassadors in New York City and has even appeared on Bravo's hit television series, Summer House. Nick is passionate about fitness, wellness, and helping people find their inner motivation to succeed. He is here tonight to speak to you about finding balance and defining your core. So without further ado, it is my honor to introduce to you Nick Paggs.
Yeah. I'm going to need you to do something right now. I need you guys to clap your hands really loud. Can we do this? Even though it's 5 of us, we're going to get going. Let's go. Come on. Yep. Come on. That's it. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it right. Few of us, a little bit of us, we're going to do it right. Come on. Clap. Let's go. Woo! Come on. Yep. Bring it in. Work. I love it, guys. That's awesome. There is no point in doing that. I just like to do that right before I speak because it's fun and because we can bring some energy to the room. How you guys doing tonight? We good? That's it? We this close with this person? You're not going to say you good? Come on, we good? Okay, cool. So my name is Nick Paggs. Thanks, Griff, for having me. Thank you, SMU, for having me. I'm unbelievably excited to be speaking to you guys tonight. I don't really care about size of groups, the number of people that we have in this space. To me, I like to do one-on-one. I like to do groups of 1,000, everything in between. This is all about us learning and taking steps forward and being better and stronger people because of it. So I got a call a couple months back from SMU, and they asked me to speak on balance. Now, I have this weird thing of I try and bite my tongue when I have immediate mental responses, and I should take a second and breathe and then respond to things. I tend to just jump into it. I'm an unbelievably blunt individual, kind of runs in my family. So I immediately said, yeah, let's do it. And then I took a second after I hung up the phone with Griffin, and I said, oh my gosh, I have no idea how to hold balance in my life. I just am not a balanced guy. I don't do balance very well. So how am I going to get to a space talking to students about how to be balanced? I was a little nervous about this, I'm not going to lie, but what it allowed me to do was start to really think about what is balance, why do I need it in my life, why is it important, and why is it important for you guys? So let me bring it back. I want to take it back to when I was in your position in college. So I studied at the University of Scranton in Pennsylvania. I went there to play soccer, was my intention. And in that spot in my life, I was the most balanced I'd ever been. Let me tell you why that is. I was playing soccer. I was in theater doing acting. I was going out every night. I shouldn't say every night. 4 nights a week, 3 nights a week with my buddies. I was having a great time. I was taking all the classes I want. I was doing community service. I was all over the place. I was very balanced. I was sleeping. I was eating healthy. I was gaining some level of health and wellness in myself. I was learning a lot about myself. It's the most balanced I've been ever. And I felt great about that because in a space that you guys are in right now, it is all about balance. It's about trying different things. It's about seeing different sides of you that you didn't even know you had within you. It's about seeing if you love doing this, that, and the other thing. Going and stepping out on a limb that you would never step out on, because it's probably the only time in your life where you're going to have this availability to do that, right? Because what happens is responsibilities start coming, and then we start building up on things that we got to do. You got baggage with you, you got a family, you got this, that, and the other thing, and it gets harder to just try things. So I was loving the idea of balance in college because I was able to see all these different things, try different things. So then I take this next step, and I get out of college, and I'm in what we call the young professional life, which seems absolutely terrifying because our society tells us, now this one's big, I need you to stay with me, especially my college students sitting right here. We think that we are supposed to have it figured out. You guys with me on this, right? You think you're supposed to have it figured out by the time you leave school, right? It's amazing. Our society has led us to believe that at 22 years old, you're supposed to have it locked in. You're supposed to have it figured out. I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea where I was going. I was very, very concerned for my well-being because I did not understand the fact that I'm living to 100. That's what's happening now. We have medicine. We have unbelievable bounds and steps in our health industries, taking steps towards taking care of ourselves. We're living to 100 now. That's how it works. So you're telling me that at 20% done and only 2 weeks into the workplace, I'm supposed to be figured out and know what I want to do for the rest of my life. And that's when things started shifting for me, when I realized that. So I started to create some sense of imbalance in my life. And what I mean by that is I started trying to put all my efforts into certain areas. And I'm not talking about time. I think when we talk about balance, so let's do this. Let's define balance, right? Because I think it's so subjective and people really struggle with it. For me, balance means equally weighted. Right? And when we think balance, we think time. How much time do I spend with my family? How much time do I spend at school? How much time do I spend at work? How much time do I spend bettering myself, exercising, eating right, all these different things? To me, it shouldn't be about time because time gets tricky because it's different for you and you and you. Time is a very hard thing to judge on what's right with balance because everybody is different. I like to judge it in space. Where do I put my space and energy? So for example, I was home a couple weeks ago and it was a Monday night. I like to go spend Monday night at my parents' house, check in on my mom. I'm a mama's boy, got to admit it. And I go and try and see her, spend some time with her. So she was there and I was getting some work done. She walks into the house and I was like, hey Ma, how you doing? We talked for about 2 minutes and then as I'm talking to her, my phone is out and I'm typing and I'm doing my thing and my head space was very different from where I physically was. Right? My mind was locked in on work. And I think a lot of times we judge balance on time when really we should be judging it on space. At that moment, I was work-oriented. My space was in work. Although physically I was with Ma and hanging out and chilling, my mindset was somewhere else. So right now, in my life generally, I am in this space of work about 96% of the time. That's an unbelievable imbalance. But ironically, my work has to do with wellness and health. So I'm surviving in a way, right? Because part of my work is working out. Part of my work is videotaping my workouts and posting them on my Instagram. Part of my work is helping other people work out and I join in with them. Part of my work is eating healthy and posting that and showing people what I'm eating. So I get lucky because it's all kind of encompassed into one thing a lot of times. But I challenge you to think about, is balance exactly what we need in this young professional era of our lives? So let me bring it back and make a little more sense of that. I have tried to think about balance as a super positive thing over the past few months. Ever since I was talking to Griff about being here and starting this connection with SMU, I had to force myself to believe that I wanted balance and that I can get balance and that balance is important. And I started hustling to try and figure out how to balance my life over the past few months because straight up, I wish I could come here and tell you I have all the answers. I'm just a kid. I have so much to learn. So just to put us in the same space right now, I'm not that far ahead. I might not even be ahead. I'm just learning a lot and I'm willing to discuss it. And that's what I love about this space. Is that this is a discussion. We're going to be able to talk. You guys are going to be able to have that conversation back with me. But to me, balance is changing every moment. I'm learning that imbalance is my best friend right now. So, I was waking up in the beginning of my young professional career at 4 in the morning. I'll give you my rundown of a day so you can make sense of it. I would wake up at 4 in the morning. I'd be at the gym down the street called Club Fit by 4:30. I would get the gym set, open it at 5. I would teach a 5:15 class. I would be working with classes and working on the floor, cleaning up weights, chat with people until about 9, 10. I would have a few clients till about 12. I would work out on my own. I would eat somewhere in that time. And then I started gaining more clients, so then I would be working till about 8 or 10 at night. And yes, that means an 18-hour workday. And I was doing that consistently. But I also wanted balance. I felt like it was important. And in our society, balance means, yo, you got to come hang out with the boys. You got to get off of work, man. You're spending too much time. You got to take some time off. So I did that too. So I would leave at 10, and I would go out with my buddies, have a few drinks, hang out, get some food, go to my buddy's house, whatever, go to bed at midnight, wake up at 4 and do it again. And I was really passionate about my work. I loved my work. I was working with people. I was helping people grow. I was helping people learn things about themselves. Personal training is a beautiful space because you watch people get from one space to another and you can kind of feel like you help them achieve that. It's a really powerful thing to be a part of. So I was excited to wake up and do it. And everybody said, careful, you're going to burn out. So I kept getting more imbalanced, right? I was taking less time for my own health and wellness. I was sleeping less. And I was putting more time into other areas. And I was putting more space into work. And as I took steps forward, I thought more and more, maybe I could just keep pushing the limit, keep pushing the threshold. I was becoming unbelievably imbalanced. I was getting to the point at 25 where I was working, I was getting up, I was teaching 4 or 5 classes a day. I was running a studio single-handedly while my partner, my business partner, was running the other end. It was even before we were business partners. And we were just hustling from thing to thing, putting in tons of time and effort. And it was to the point where I wanted to be so invested in it, I actually started self-sabotaging myself in a way. So I grew up in a beautiful place. My parents are the 2 greatest people I've ever met in my entire life. Both have their beautiful qualities, both have their imbalances as well. But to me, the strongest people in the world, right? So to them, and I came from a very good place, right? I came from a place, parents who supported me, family who supported me. I was in a night, like we grew up with money. It was fine. I was never in a place where I felt like I had nothing to drop back on. And I feel like I really struggled in that space because I wanted to feel a sense of necessity. Like I had to hustle. Like I had to grind. I almost didn't feel worthy. So this is interesting. Any of you guys ever heard of E.T. the hip hop preacher, Eric Thomas? No, probably not, right? So right now he's up there as one of the #1 motivational speakers in the world. Some people consider him the best. Right, and I started watching him sophomore year of college, around where you guys are. And I was unbelievably motivated by him. I thought he was incredible. He was inspirational. He fired me up. And I watched him over and over and over. And he just kept firing me up. But he had this thing, right? He would say, I was eating out of trash cans. I was living in abandoned buildings. My man came from Detroit, Michigan. He's a good personal friend of mine now. We met last year, and we'd be seeing each other at his events. And I was watching it, and I started to get this almost guilt, this disconnect with him. He started motivating me, and then in time I started drifting because I almost felt as though I couldn't connect because I wasn't worthy, because he had come from nothing and made everything. I came from everything, and the only thing that makes sense when you look at it like that is you got to go to nothing, or you're just staying where you are. You're not going to get more of everything. It just don't work like that. It's not fair, right? This was where my skewed mindset was. So what I started doing was quite literally self-sabotaging myself. I slept in the closet of our studio on a blow-up mattress when my parents had a whole bedroom in the basement set up for me. I would stay in the closet. I remember, legit, I was laying on the floor, and I remember opening my eyes as my alarm's going off, and there is a mouse eating a granola bar that was left on the floor by someone in front of me in the closet of a New York City gym. And that, to me, was what I needed to create strength and stability. That fire right there got me excited and motivated to want to do more, to want to be able to say that I don't have to do this anymore. I know I had stuff to fall on. I had parents who were going to back me up. But what I needed at the moment was imbalance. I needed to be pushed to my limits. I needed to struggle. I needed to figure out what it was that ticked me, that made me go to that next space. And that was the beginning of my journey with that, almost putting myself in an unbelievably imbalanced position. I think balance is something we strive for. That's beautiful, right? When you look at this, health, sleep, nutrition, understanding stress, time, fitness, mentality, that's nice stuff. I got a long way to go before I get there. And I think all of us do. I think every day we're growing. I think every day we're moving towards it. But I also think that there's a lot to be said for when we're in that struggling, imbalanced position. I think we learn a lot in that space. Right? So I put myself into these tough positions. I still work crazy hours that people just don't understand. I still put myself, I walk into spaces and say hi. I remember walking into Performix gym thinking I was just trying to get a supplement deal so I didn't have to pay for the protein anymore. Next thing I know, I'm standing in front of an interview that I didn't even know I was doing. I started introducing myself, telling them what I do, and I got a gig at the most elite fitness space in New York City. But it's because I was willing to just step into the imbalance of it. I didn't have time to take on another job. I was a co-owner of a business. I was running Nick Pag's Fitness on my own since 17. I was doing all this stuff by myself, and I wanted to take on more. Why? Because I was desiring imbalance, because when you are imbalanced, you create resistance. So anybody here who goes to the gym, you know, you get your curls on, right? You like looking in the mirror, you like, damn, my arms look good right now. Right? And you're looking at your arms, and if you just keep doing this without anything in your hand, is your arm going to get much bigger? No, you can speak. It's okay. Your arm's not going to get much bigger if you keep doing this, right? What do you have to add to it? You need to add something, right? When you I need to add what? Some type of resistance, yes? So I needed to add some type of resistance in my life in certain areas. I needed to find imbalance, some resistance in order to grow me stronger, because I was getting too comfy in certain areas. So everything I did was challenging me to get to that space. So what did it do? It asked me to define my core, which is where we come to tonight. So this is where I am now in my life, and this is what I keep learning, is that in order to be a stronger individual, in order to be solid in your foundation, you need to understand what you're working for. So I talk about it when I teach classes. It's the first thing we talk about when we get in the room, is I say, what are you here for? I'm like, I'm not trying to get deep. Just think about it. What are you working out for? There's got to be something. You go to class. You go to your gym thing. You go to do whatever you got to do. There's something backing every decision. Sometimes we don't think about it and we just go through the routine. I've grown a level in my life of self-awareness that a lot of people will never get to and don't desire to, because it's a scary place when you're willing to really, really, for real, sit with yourself. Most of us in this room, I would challenge, cannot sit quietly, alone, with nobody else, no cell phone, no nothing, just with our own thoughts for more than 2 to 5 minutes. I would challenge that. I think we're too connected. I think we got the phone all the time. I think we're constantly looking for somebody to give us outward attention, and when we have to get right with our own thoughts, that means we got to face things that we don't want to face. Right? So self-awareness has been huge for me in creating that resistance and creating that imbalance, because I know what I want. I know my core, solid foundation. So defining your core. That's what we've been talking about, me and Griff, the past few weeks, that what we came here to kind of discuss, defining your core. I know my foundation. I know who I am as a person. It's taken me a while, and I'm still working on it, right? Last week was a little different than it is today. Next week will be a little different because I just started quarter 2 of life. I'm 26 years old. I got a heck of a long time to figure this stuff out. I'm not into that like you got to have it done by 22 thing. I'm all in on figuring it out right now, right? So my core, my solid foundation, I think about it every day. Why am I doing this? What's pushing me to keep going? Why do I want to? For me, and look, this is different for everybody. I'm not telling you this is what it should be. I was raised a certain way. I learned a lot of things growing up. The one thing that always stayed stable, that never changed, that always was a piece of me, that was always given to me from my parents, is that you be kind, you do the right thing, and it never wavers. That was it. That was my foundation. That's all I truly know that will never change about me. That basic idea. It might be different for you. You might have come from nothing. And you might be saying, you know what? I need money. Like I need financial freedom. That's it. I don't want my mama, I don't want my dad to work another day in their life. I don't want my siblings to have to work anymore. Financial freedom. I don't care what it takes. I gotta be nasty to somebody. I don't give a crap. I'm gonna get it done. That might be your thing. Everybody's got their own thing. Right? For me, my solid foundation, my core, which defines more and more every day as I put resistance on it, was that I'm going to do the right thing, be the right guy for the people around me. I want to fill other people's cup. I don't care what it takes. I'm going to get it done. And in turn, I have to fill my cup. I need to create some type of freedom in my life so I can do that for others, right? And for me, even on my bad days, I struggle. Look, we all have tough days. We all get pissed off. Everybody, we all step in dog poop on the way to work. We all have these moments. It's those who can fight through them that are the game changers. It's those who can think about it logistically, right? I grew up with somebody who was willing to give up 26 years to create a man that they're proud of and to create a man that's proud of himself. I got a woman in my life who decided that it was important enough to drop everything and give up everything to make sure I got it good. And I'm just going to tell her I want to take a vacation because I don't feel like working today because I'm tired. It just don't make sense to me, right? We just tap out so easy. And for a lot of us, we come from a good place. So we used to having our butts powder. We used to taking it the cushy, easy way out because any type of resistance has broken us. And I challenge you when you leave this space today, and we're talking action steps now, I challenge you to find certain areas of imbalance and see if we can create some more, we can bring it back to our core foundation of who we are. The first step is just studying who you are. What am I? Who do I represent? Right? We were just having a meeting right before this. We were talking at dinner and we were saying, she goes, yeah, and I don't want to give any names. She said, yeah, well, I just don't know what my core is. And I'll figure that out really soon. And I'm like, no, you won't. You're 20. You're not going to figure anything out really soon. And if you do, you're going to have a damn boring life for the next 80 years. You're going to know what's coming. And you're going to know just who you are. Like I said, I know who I am. But it changes every day. I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to challenge. I'm willing to self-assess over and over. Right? So one thing I like to do, I kind of created an acronym for it because I have trouble remembering things. So I like to kind of see it, picture it. We all heard of AARP, right? Once you get that magazine in the mail, you're at halftime of your life. You hit 50, you get the AARP magazine. So that acronym's stuck in my head. So I like this idea of AARP, okay? So the first one is acceptance. Can y'all say it with me? Acceptance. Acceptance. That was really weak. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Okay, so acceptance. And these are action steps that we're going to take tonight, and then we get the heck out of here and we're going to bring it with us, okay? Acceptance. I need you to accept that you are going to, excuse my French, you're going to eat shit. At this point in your life, if you're not falling on your face, trying over and over, finding different areas where I'm good and bad and I want to learn and I want to test and I want to see how far I can go before I break. I want to chisel my core foundation, keep pushing the limits. If you're not getting to that point of trial and error, accepting that you're going to fail, you're never going to find that thing that you love. You're never going to find the space that you want to be in for the rest of your life. You're never going to take it to that next level. You'll be mediocre. And I think that we have a really negative connotation with mediocre. We don't like the word mediocre. I think mediocre is great for a lot of people. Some people want to leave college, marry their honey boo-boo from high school, have a house, 2 kids by 26. They want the 401k, and they're cool with that. And that's beautiful. Don't get it twisted. I'm not against mediocrity. I just know that's not my path. And I know if I'm talking to somebody who's driven by success, which is most of the millennials, us, right, our age group, born somewhere between 84 and 2004, we want to leave a legacy. That's our thing. We love the word legacy. You guys ever think about that? You don't want to be forgotten. That's our age group. We don't want to be forgotten. Why? We just love, we have access. This thing, where's my phone? This thing right here. Sweet baby Jesus. This thing is absolute magic. Everybody can be on the same page on this thing. Sorry, Griff. Everybody can be on the same business page. Everybody can be strong. Everybody can be a big business guy with this. We all on the same playing field now. When my parents were around, they weren't on the same playing field. They all couldn't jump on the phone and be able to start a business at 16 years old. You could do it at any age. This thing is powerful, baby. This thing is huge. So if you want to find passion and you can be working your school day, you can be doing all the stuff you do, and if you love knitting sweaters and you're passionate about selling your own homemade knitted sweaters online, you'll be passionate enough to stay on your phone till midnight and get the job done on this thing, right? So acceptance, trial and error. You got to accept that you're going to eat shit along the way. You got to be strong enough to take that and learn from it, because the reason that you're hitting those challenges is because you're ready for them. Some higher power, you want to call it God, you want to call it the universe, you want to call it luck. The reason why that stuff, the challenge is there for you is because you're ready to take it on. And a lot of us get angry. We get upset. Why me? Why this? It's there for you because you're ready for it. So start acting like that. Number 2, okay, so we got acceptance. Number 2, the word is action. 1, 2, 3, action. That was weak. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. You will never succeed at a certain level that you want to because you're not willing to take action. It's one of the things about me that I admire most, and I'm so proud of. I try. I do. Whether it sucks. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 of them are paid. That's all that showed up. Nobody knows me yet. I'm here and I'm giving you 120. I'm taking action. You know what most people who want to be speakers do? They hear that there's only 5 people and they go home because it's not big enough for them because they hot stuff. I'm here stepping my game up, and I'll just keep doing it till they come. You're too afraid to take action, and there's no age limit on this. You're just in the space that's perfect to do it right now. In college, you can take action on everything. You can do it all. You can screw up, eat shit, and do it again next week. And you essentially have 0 repercussions. It's an unbelievable space to try and go and learn and be and do. And learn what you're not good at. Because you're not going to be good at all of it. But then one time you're going to hit something, you're going to be like, wait a minute, I'm a damn good personal trainer. And next thing you know, you're in the top 1 percentile of the earners in the country in that space. And I don't say that to toot my own horn. I got to a space of being a top percentile earner in the country of my space at 26 years old because I was just willing to be unbelievably imbalanced to then in turn find balance one day. That's sad. It's sad. So that's my mindset. Like, I'm doing this stuff. It's going to be all over YouTube, all over Instagram. Like, I'm posting it all because I'm so right with me and what I want to do and who I want to be. I just don't care about the commentary from the peanut gallery. So take action. Don't be afraid of what everybody else around you is going to do. So we got the A, we got acceptance, we got the A, we got action, we up to R. The word is resistance. Let me hear you. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We got to be loud just because we don't have a lot of people here. So you guys got to help me out. Come on now. So resistance. We up to resistance. We talked about it a little bit. If you are not looking for resistance in your life, you will not take any steps forward. It is that simple. If it's easy peasy, lemon squeezy, you will be on the mediocre train, and that's awesome if that's your thing. I'm talking to somebody who wants to be great. I'm talking to somebody who wants to change lives. I'm talking to somebody who wants to get to the next level. I'm talking to somebody who wants to leave a legacy. We have been told we can do anything. That's how mommy and daddy raised us, millennials. We've been told that we can be an astronaut. They forgot the part that you're going to get your ass kicked 74 times into the ground before you learn how to figure out just one step of it. And you got 100 steps before you become a success. You think you've earned success, and I'm not picking on you. I'm one of them. I have to check myself every day. I think I get success because I slept 3 hours last night and I got up and taught a class. Big whoop, man. Somebody's walking 6 miles in Africa to go get water and 6 miles back. And I'm excited because I slept 3 hours and then taught a class in the morning. Wake up, guys. We got to get to a new level of mentality. You got to start accepting resistance and then getting excited that it's there because it's going to finally teach you to be strong. You want it because you went to SMU and you got a degree. And you earned it now. I got a degree. I'm going to go into school, out of school, and I'm going to just take that job because I'm from SMU and I nailed it. We number 59 in the country out of 1,374 schools. We number 59, so I'm going to get that degree. You have an unbelievable platform. That is absolutely true. But the platform means jack unless you are willing to put in the effort necessary when you step out of this place. So we can talk about balance right now. You can be hustling right now, doing all these things, learning about you, but if you don't take a step out of your comfort zone when you leave here and actually go all in and find imbalance to get back to a homeostasis, you're never going to get anywhere. So we have resistance now, AAR, and we got P, right? This is my favorite one. This one is process. Ready? 1, 2, 3. That was a little better. We'll do it one more time because it's my last one. 1, 2, 3. Oh, nice. Okay. So process. I'm all about the process. Let me take a sip of water. Hold on. So process. I think we do a lot of praising the product. This is something I'm very proud that I learned at a young age. I consider myself young. I think 26 is like baby stuff. We have so much life to live. You guys at 20, 21, 22. I think that praising the process, if you can learn this will, if there's one thing you take from me tonight, and then I'm going to let you go because I know you guys staying late. If there's one thing you can take tonight, please listen to me on this. We love the idea of the six-pack. We love the idea of being the lawyer. We praise being a doctor. We praise having a dope Lambo. We praise having the Gucci whatever. I don't even know what Gucci makes. I'm clueless. We love having all of this stuff. We praise the product, the end goal. I'm not making much sense. So I have a client. Her name is, I'm not going to say her name. She works with me, and she's been working through depression in a way, right? She's been thinking a lot, down on herself. She came to me a couple weeks back, and she said to me, I want to lose 20 pounds. I got a wedding. I want to look good. I want to feel confident. Awesome. Nice goal setting. She started legitimizing each step she wanted to take. I said, great, this is awesome, cool. So we start going through the process. She's losing weight quickly. She's looking really good. I'm excited for her, right? And about, I think it was like 6 weeks into it, she's down a couple pounds. She's right on track. She's actually going above and beyond where she should be. And she's in the middle of a lunge. As she stands up, she goes, I don't care about the weight anymore. I was like, what you talking about? She's like, I said, I don't care about the 20 pounds anymore. I was like, I literally have no idea what you're talking about. She said, the goal, 20 pounds. I don't care anymore. I said, why not? I was thinking she's going into this realm of like, I'm depressed. I don't feel like I'm setting goals anymore. I don't like this. She said, I don't really care about the 20 pounds because I've grown so much as an individual in the past few weeks that the 20 pounds became such an insignificant goal. What I mean is, and what she's trying to say is, when you get really obsessed and you praise the process, the product starts to evolve with it. You put so much passion and effort into teaching group fitness classes because you want to be the best group fitness instructor in New York City. It was written on your mirror when you left school. And that's all you thought about. And you just wanted to praise the fact that I want to be the best group fitness instructor in New York City. And when you start putting passion and effort behind your work, and every day you studying your craft, and you put more time and effort, and you keep hustling, and you losing sleep, and you putting time into work, and you're going out of your way to do more, and next thing you know, you're so obsessed with the actual process that being the best group fitness instructor in New York City, that's short game. I'm going long ball. I want to reach hundreds of thousands of millions of people with the inspirational words that I feel I can give them. I can get them out of a dark place. I can inspire you and motivate you to finally take action and do something about it and stop talking the talk and start walking the walk. I feel like my product has grown well beyond what I ever could have imagined it being. But I think so many times we praise the product and we're not loving the process. So let's go immediate right here. You're talking about school. You're going to class because you got to fulfill a requirement. You come in here because you want to get Dallas Cowboy tickets. We just don't. Am I in the drawing for that, by the way? I'm in, right? No? Okay. Never mind. You come in here to get Dallas Cowboy tickets. You come in here because somebody told you it's a good idea for your class. How about loving the process of every test you take? It sounds crazy right now. I know. I hate school. I hate it. I was never a good school type of guy. Just never, it didn't resonate with me. But how about loving the process? If you really want to be the vet, if you really want to do pre-med, if you really want to be a doctor, if you really want to be a counselor, if you dying to be an accountant to make some money, you better start loving the steps that it takes to get to the top. Because if you don't love that, you'll just give out when the tough gets tough. Right? Too many times we just so obsessed with like, I got to get it done because I want the product, I want the car, I want the watch, I want the W. You got to be loving the L's along the way. You got to be loving the practice part of it. Right? You talk to the best athletes in the world, they always go back to the same thing. I'm just putting in practice. I'm just putting in practice. They love the process. They cool with going to bed late. They cool with waking up early. Kobe was cool with being the first one at the gym. Kobe was cool with being the last one out. Kobe was cool with that. Not because there were cameras there, but Kobe just loved the process. He loved learning. He loved doing shots until it was perfect. And then the next day it would be a mess again, so he had to start up again. Most of you guys had it really good. And I can only tell you this because I've been there. You have the right to be phenomenal. You have the right to find long-term balance. You have the right to be an unbelievable asset on this planet. But until you figure you out and you start eating the fact that it's going to take effort, it's going to take understanding that resistance is coming your way, it's going to be falling on your face and getting back up 15 times. And listen, you ever seen that there's a cartoon where the guy he's got the hammer, right? You've seen this one. He's slamming, he's trying to beat down the tunnel until he gets to the pot of gold. Then the bottom picture is the same guy. He's way back here. He's beating it down, he's beating it down. He's got 50 yards to go. The other guy is 4 hits away from the gold. This close. And he says, you know what? And the picture is him just walking away with the hammer on his back. He had 2 more hits to the pot of gold. My man back here, he's just going to keep hitting. It might take him a lot longer, but he's just going to keep hitting, keep hitting. Some of you are not willing to take on resistance and to just keep going and just keep going because you might have done it 15 times and 16 was your W. 16. You might have done it 20 times. 21 was your win. So I challenge you to take on resistance. I challenge you to leave here with a little AARP, right? And if you got your phone, you should be writing it down. It's acceptance that I'm going to eat shit. It's action. I'm going to take action. That's the biggest one. I'm going to go and I'm going to take action today. It's being accepting of resistance. I'm going to take on resistance and I'm just going to keep accepting the fact that, you know what? The reason that this is handed to me, the reason why this challenge is here is because I'm ready for it and I need to find balance in some way, but I'm going to have to get to a hard level of imbalance in defining my core, knowing who I am as a person in order for me to find stability. And then I got to start praising the process. Get over the fact that you're going to be a doctor. Get over the fact that you're going to be a superstar. Get over the fact that you're going to be the best athlete, the best champion. You just got to hop on the fact that the process is what gets you. The process is your baby. That's what's going to get you the goal. The process, not the product. It's the process. So steps we could take today, things we could think about right now. Start a foundation. Your own beliefs, who you are as a person, but even more immediately and superficially, tomorrow. How do you wake up? How do you start the foundation of your day? If you getting up, your hair's a mess, you wearing sweatpants, you looking like hot and junk, walking to class, and you didn't eat right in the morning, and you didn't get no good sleep because you were playing video games till 4, how the rest of your day going to go? Somebody knocks into you and spills a little coffee on your shoe, you're going to be like, oh my God, I hate you. Instead, you wake up, you have a good breakfast, you get yourself going, maybe you hit the gym early, you do what you got to do, you feeling good, you feeling energized, somebody spills on your foot, you're like, hey man, it's all good. I needed new shoes anyways. I'm good. Thanks. It's all good. Very different mindset. You take on challenges with a different mentality. So I challenge you to start a foundation of your day correctly. So when we're talking about fitness, right, one of these circle things, fitness, huge. Can I go and can I bring endorphins to my mind? Can I feel empowered? Can I feel energized? Can I set that tone for my day? I challenge you to do that just starting tomorrow. You don't need a calendar day. You don't need next week. You don't need the end of the month. Just go do it. Action. So as I leave you guys tonight, I want to thank you for having me, but I want you more than anything. This is all an absolute waste of time for you, for me, for everybody involved if you don't just take one thing and just start going. Here's what I'll leave you with. I read like 2 books, one of them being Captain Underpants through all of my years of college and school. You read Captain Underpants? He's like, oh, I love that one. I read the whole series. It was back when me and Nick were in school together, like way back when. And the other one was like Into Thin Air by Jon Krakauer. Everything else I did not read. I found Spark Notes. I figured I'm not a good reader. I got ADD. I didn't get tested till about sophomore year of college. I just read the same sentences over and 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 over. Yep. So I really struggle with school. Since I left school and I found something I'm passionate about, I've read 40 books, which isn't that crazy. I'm making that number up. It's about that. And every one of them a self-help book because I'm passionate about it. And I study it, and I read it, and I'll read it again, and I'll read pieces of it, and I'm really passionate about reading it, and I feel really good at it. And then I get to a place where I'm looking at all this information that I got, and it hit me the other day as I was thinking about this. If I die tomorrow, I spent how many hours, because I struggle with reading, it takes me a while, I spent how many hours reading that book and learning self-help techniques and not taking action on them? It would be a damn shame if you read all the books in the world and you went to your grave with them without trying any of this stuff. Test your limits. Find your threshold. Find imbalance to find balance. Get yourself in a place where resistance is your best friend. And keep a positive, optimistic mindset, because without it, you won't go anywhere. And nobody's going to want to be on your team. We're humans and we're built off of working together, for each other, and with each other. Take action, my friends. Go forth and do what you got to do. And you got a family here at SMU that's supporting you. And I got your back as well. My name is Nick Paggs. That's my time. Thank you all so much. Awesome work, guys.